Hulk is not the only superhero character that gets ignored and dismissed as a potential challenge for the hero of the Dragon Ball series, Goku. But another character that people never take seriously as a true contender and is also spurned during crossover debates is none other than the son of Odin, sometimes Prince, sometimes Lord of Asgard, the God of Thunder himself, Thor. And again, it's because many of the people that engage in these debates on YouTube simply have extremely limited knowledge of the Marvel or DC characters included within those types of discussions. I mean, come on. I know for a fact that Thor, for one, can match Goku in the area of combat and is probably even better, considering the fact that he's fought more superpowered enemies throughout the universe for hundreds and hundreds of years. All of these opponents of Thor's that are going to be on this list are all of them capable of crushing moons and moving planets with ease, and possess incalculable cosmic and magical power. For example, one of these truly memorable fights that I remember from when I was a kid was between Thor and Juggernaut. Juggernaut, who's a truly invulnerable being powered by the Crimson Gem of Sidorak, with vast superhuman strength and truly impervious to harm. And, he once defeated Thor in combat. And of course, later on, Thor returned to dish out a tactical win against the unstoppable powerhouse. Where Goku likes to usually engage in duels, even when his planet is in danger, and he likes to engage in one-on-ones, Thor uses battle strategies to defeat his opponents. I mean, I'm watching these episodes of Dragon Ball Z, the early ones, and I'm like screaming during the episodes. I'm like, the world is in danger. Like, no time for tournaments, folks, and it used to drive me crazy. During the fight between Thor and Juggernaut, he used his hammer to weaken the magical field that gives Juggernaut his abilities, and he handed him a severe pounding. In another issue, Thor pushes the combined might of the Yggdrasil tree and the world engine, which is like heavier than pushing an entire solar system of planets. And he was in a weakened state, and he managed to do it for a prolonged amount of time. And, they say that, the strongest superhero is Superman because he was able to, pull an entire solar system on his back. And, but Thor's done it too. And here, he's already showing levels of strength greater than that shown in DBZ. I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. Let me know. And also, Thor isn't afraid to cheat to win a fight. He using deception at times against mighty opponents like Hercules. That's another character that's very ignored, very much ignored, as any kind of real threat by, again, guess who? By his fans who do not understand the characters. I need you guys to understand this. Listen, Hercules lifted the entire mass weight of the universe on his back. Yes, you heard it. And sometimes people do not realize how much these heroes actually hold back during battle and how powerful they truly are. And during the fight against Hercules in Thor Blood Oath, he demonstrated his ability to use lightning without the hammer, zapping Hercules unconscious. He's able to emit powerful cosmic energy from his own body. He seems to have no limits in how he manipulates energy and lightning. Also, Thor is an amazing fighter. He's an amazing fighter on par with greats like Captain America or Shang-Chi. In one issue, he fought through an entire army of Hydra during a New York invasion with just Captain America, tag teaming along. And he was only human at that time. He was stripped of his powers. And if you want to bring speed into it, people only think that he can project his powers because he wields the hammer Mjolnir, giving him the ability to teleport and fly. I mean, those powers are extraordinary for sure, but he's shown his ability to take off without the weapon. And he's been known to travel from one end of the universe to another. In one issue, he did something so amazing with the ability. If I remember a narration, it said something like, while traveling through space, I'm quoting, okay, by the way. So I'm trying to remember here. The immortal Avenger hurtles towards the edge of the infinite, towards the void beyond the furthest reaches of thought itself. And even as he doubles and trebles the very speed of light, and whatever, I can't remember the rest. But, I mean, you know, doubling and trebling the very speed of light. And Hela herself, another god like him, once said that his speed was beyond comprehension. All right? Warlock said the same thing about him. He said that he was as fast as the lightning that he commanded. And Heimdall himself, in a fight against Thor, said he was like a blur in motion. And during fights, when he's fought like powerful foes like Thanos and other beings, he was able to absorb their energy. And also, you know, we've seen the guys from DBZ, like, you know, when they threw Cooler into the sun, like he melted or whatever. You know what I mean? But no, Thor can withstand heat like 1,000 times hotter than the sun. And again, he can absorb the energies and powers of the opponents he fights. And like, no matter how powerful, I've seen him fight some, you know, powerful cosmic beings. And I mean, you know, I can go on and on. And he's been hit with the power of planets. You know what I mean? And again, and as I said in the last video, I love Goku. And I love Dragon Ball Z. And I love the entirety of the Dragon Ball series. Well, except for GT. But I still kind of like it, you know. And, well, I mean, you would then probably ask me the question, like, you love DBZ and blah, blah, blah. So then, do you believe that Goku has a chance against Thor? Could he beat Thor? Does he have a chance? My goodness. Well, of course he does. Yes. And, you know, Goku, though, he starts at the very lowest levels, because even though he's stronger than most humans, being a superhuman himself, he still starts at pretty low levels. I mean, they hit this guy with a rock, and he's like, oh, you know what I mean? And death by laser. I mean, come on, right? And in comparison to guys like Thor, he starts very low, but he can rise to their power levels. And really, it's all determined by location, the situation, the circumstance, and of course, the writers, right? And again, Goku was a fighting genius himself. I said this before in the previous video. You know, he's also fought titans and monsters in the martial arts and tyrants and conquerors. You know, he's been all over the universe, and he's been trained by the best of the best, right? Gods and cosmic beings and all that other stuff. And in his universe, he fought the best of the best and continues to push his mind and body to the limits. You know, but again, this is something that Thor has been doing for eons. And so this is why I think a fight between these two would be worthy. It would be a worthy read if it was ever given the green light by, you know, like say if Marvel agreed with Toy to do a comic book, you know, a crossover between these two. So again, you know, as I said before, my thing is, and the reason I'm doing these videos is because I say this: know a character before you use them in a debate, and don't go in with the intention of trashing someone else's hero if you don't know what's coming to you. Because you know why? You just might end up debating the wrong guy. Good night, folks.